nervous, hesitant, stuck. My phone just rang and it was my boss. He said, in 1 hour, you are presenting in front of the whole team. And my heart dropped. My hands started shaking. My throat went dry. I wanted to say no, but there was no way out. The fear kicked in. What if I forget my words? What if they laugh at me? What if I fumble? I could literally feel the sweat rolling down. I told myself, it's okay, even if I lose my promotion, but how can I stand there? How can I speak when I don't even have the confidence? When I don't even have the words? I can't. I really can't. I just can't. I wish I could run away. Happens, right? It's normal. Today, let's turn this fear into fluency and nervousness into confidence. Just calm down and listen to it. Guys, most of you might be wondering, have I gone crazy? Some of you might be thinking, oh, the way she is reacting, that's something we commonly do, right? What I'm doing is nothing but our real-time situation that we often face, or when we have something really important coming up. A presentation, a meeting with the client, a one-on-one call, an interview to attend, and whatnot. And that is how we start reacting. Hands shaking, feet trembling, voice quivering, head spinning, right? And maybe the situation can get worse depending on the scenario. That's how we behave, and that's absolutely normal. That happens with each one of us. Hello, my lovely people. Welcome back to yet another must-watch video of English with Vinie. Do you know why am I calling it as must-watch? Because this is something that is common among all of us. Whether you are a beginner or an intermediate level speaker, or maybe an advanced or fluent speaker. In this video, we are going to fix something that is common among all English speakers. And I'm speaking all of it out of my personal experience. I have been through it and I'm still in that phase. Sometimes it happens. Can you guess what is that? It is nothing but the fear while speaking English. The fear of speaking in English, the hesitation while speaking in English. Remember, you are not alone in this. All of us face this scenario, face this situation. But the biggest question is how to overcome this fear. How to become one confident speaker from the beginner, hesitant speaker. How to speak confidently. How to overcome this hesitation. Guys, in this video today, we are going to discuss some practical, easy to apply, easy to execute tips and tricks that can really help you overcome that fear. Maybe not instantly. Maybe it is going to be a gradual change, but I promise, I assure it is going to be really valuable and helpful. All you need to do is watch this video till the end. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and yes, press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started with our tips and tricks that can really be game changer in your speaking journey. And here is the first one and the most important one. Something that we commonly overlook, something that we commonly ignore. And what is that? The first simple yet powerful step that you can really follow is acknowledge your fear instead of hiding it. What do I mean with that? Simple. We create that perfect image of ours in our mind, and that is when we start becoming nervous. But you should understand, nervousness is normal. It happens with everyone, right? It is just a reaction of your body to the pressure it is creating. And once you start fighting with it, it becomes stronger, right? It will just ask you to become even more nervous. It will just make you even more nervous. All you need to do it, accept it. See, just remember, the moment you accept it, it will lose half of its power. It will become powerless, right? Because the problem is not about the fear. Fear is there in everyone. The problem here, the difference is how we react to it, right? Just we need one shift in approach. And what is that? Accepting it to be normal and just making ourselves feel, okay, it's okay if I'm not perfect. I'm going to present it anyway. Right? You should remind yourself, even confident communicators, even orators, even CEOs, even the best speakers feel nervous before presenting anything. How can I expect myself to be perfect every time? You are accepting it so clearly, wholeheartedly. We just need to remind ourselves that it is very normal, okay? The thing is, I am going to present it, and even if I'll make mistakes, I'll learn out of it. Let's take one example. Let's say tomorrow is your interview, and there you are supposed to introduce yourself. Of course, nervousness is normal. But here, now what matters is how you are reacting to it, right? Let's take two individuals. For example, there is one person who is constantly repeating it. I am nervous. How will I perform? How am I going to introduce myself? How is it going to happen? But on the other hand, there is other person who is saying, okay, I know I am nervous. I'm accepting it, but that's quite normal. He says, I will give my best and I learn out of my mistakes. That is his approach. So, once you accept the situation, you become calm. Your mind calms down, right? It makes you feel, okay, even if I'm going to make some mistakes, it's fine. At least I'm getting this opportunity to present myself, and I will do it with my best possible efforts. I'm not worrying about mistakes. Rather, I'm taking it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Immediately you will feel bit confident instead of nervous. It's just about change of words. Instead of I'm nervous, you just have to say, okay, it is an opportunity to learn, right? And you will be able to present in a calm manner. For example, good morning, my name is Vinie. I am from Narmadapuram, Madhya Pradesh. I have been in this field for 10 years now, and this is about me. But if you constantly worry about it, you'll end up with a mess. Hi, good morning. I am from Bhopal, and my experience is 10 years, and my family has 4 members. Why? Because you are constantly reminding yourself of being nervous. That's how the shift is going to happen. Just change your approach and see the difference. This is one best way to calm yourself down. Acknowledge your fear, accept it instead of hiding it, make it powerless by accepting it. Don't fight against it. All the best. Here comes the second and, trust me, the most important one. Why am I saying it as the most important one? You will come to know after listening to it. So guys, number 2 is prepare, but prepare well in advance. It is said, confidence is good, but overconfidence is dangerous. Overconfidence is dangerous most of the times, be it speaking or any other act you perform. You should remember, being confident is great, right? But sometimes your overconfidence kills the vibe, kills the entire process, right? This is the biggest mistake many confident speakers do. They don't prepare, including me. I vividly remember those times when I just appeared without preparation. And what was that? It was purely a blunder. I messed it up completely. So, whether you are a beginner or a confident speaker, always remember there is one thing that's absolutely non-negotiable. It is preparation before you present. And guys, remember, preparation doesn't mean memorizing each and every line. That's really not going to help. Guys, you should remember. See, I made this mistake many a times, but then I realized when we prepare, we reduce uncertainty. And when uncertainty goes down, confidence goes up. There's a saying, prepare 100 so that at least you'll be able to speak 10. That means read 100 so that at least you'll be able to present 10. What does that mean? It means practice enough so that your mind gets familiar to it, right? And when you prepare enough, when you practice enough, it is nothing new for your mind, right? It is a familiar situation for your mind. Remember, preparation doesn't mean that you have to memorize each and every line. Rather, you just have to be friendly to that situation. How? How is it possible? When you prepare yourself well in advance, your mind gets trained to accept that situation, and when you are in that situation, that's nothing new for your mind. It accepts it as ordinary, and it feels calm and natural. Let's take an example. Imagine you have an interview tomorrow, right? Or maybe an important presentation, and most of us are habitual of having that last minute preparation, as we call, right? I was habitual of it. What do you think? When I'm recording this video, is it the last minute coming and just sitting in front of camera and speaking? No, it is well scripted. I scripted it, I rehearsed it, and I did every possible thing before coming here. Even before starting with the recording part, I read it well in advance. Why? Because that is mandatory, right? Just imagine you have an interview to attend tomorrow, or maybe an important presentation. But there are people, those last minute preparation experts, right? I was that person. Sometimes I am. But most of us are like that. We are overconfident. But what that last minute preparation does, have you ever thought about it? It just creates that anxiety, that pressure in your body, and when that pressure is created, you get overwhelmed and you start reacting accordingly. On the other hand, if you have prepared to 1 day prior, well in advance, what is the impact? You are calm, you sound more natural. Just repeat it a few times as if you are sitting in front of an interviewer. Just practice in a natural tone. And once you practice it for a few times, of course your brain is going to get trained, right? And next day when you will sit in front of an interviewer, it won't be anything new, right? It will be something that you have already done. Most importantly, prepare some hook lines. Whether it is an interview or a presentation, those hook lines can really help you. For example, if it is an interview, good morning, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to introduce myself. I would like to share my professional background and experience. If it is a meeting, thank you everyone for joining in. We'll be diving deep into the impact of AI. How is it going to help? How these lines are going to help? Have you ever thought? Guys, we are going to give a strong beginning and a strong impression. And if the beginning is strong, really it motivates us. And that motivation, that charm will carry you through the entire speech, right? So this start should be really powerful, and there is no harm in preparation. After all, it is said one thing that separates a good speaker from an average speaker is nothing but preparation. And it is something that is non-negotiable for everyone, means everyone, be it beginner or a confident speaker. This is something I believe is the most important part to overcome that fear. Very, very, very important. Number 3, and must have kind of thing, preparing bridging phrases and hook lines. Just imagine a situation when you are about to present something and suddenly there is an awkward silence, right? Suddenly you feel like, okay, you have lost it. Or even if you are in the middle of that speech and it's all blank. That just happened with me. In that case, what can be the rescue? In that case, what can be our survival kit? This is going to be our survival kit, that is usage of bridging phrases and hook lines. But before we move on, let's understand what are these hook lines and what are bridging phrases. So, hook lines are those powerful beginning starters that can help you sound confident, like those beginning lines, those few lines that can help you start the conversation, meeting, presentation, or an interview. Of course, these lines are to be memorized. On the other hand, bridging phrases come to rescue when you are in the middle of conversation and your mind goes blank and it needs few seconds to prepare. What will happen? At that time, you need some lines to bridge that gap, to bridge that silence. So these are the lines, these are connecting sentences that can help you fill that gap, right? That can help you fill up that silence. Do you think it really helps, these bridging phrases and hook lines? Yes, it does, because it will help you, it will help your mind to think for a few seconds while filling in that gap and prepare itself for the speech further. To put it into picture, let's take an example. Imagine you have an interview tomorrow, right? And the interviewer says, okay, Dia, tell me something about your professional journey. And you are numb. Okay, I have a lot to share, but from where to start, how to begin, what to do? You are stuck. And here comes those bridging lines. Thank you so much, sir. That's a wonderful question. Please give me 2 minutes. I would like to speak step by step. Right? Imagine you are in the middle of presentation and your mind is completely blank. And then you say, okay, let's just take an example. Let's imagine it. The key takeaway from my previous point was, or let's suppose the question comes, Dia, can you tell me about the challenges or struggles you faced at your previous workplace? Okay, I have a lot to speak, but mind is numb, right? In that case, what can really help? The bridging phrases. Here I'll say, yes sir, that's an interesting question. I would like to speak on it step by step. What will happen? This line gave you 3 to 5 seconds to prepare yourself, right? It will help you quickly prepare yourself and then you can come up with the answer. Or if you are in between presentation and you are blank, then you can say, okay, the key takeaway from our previous point was so and so, and now I would like to move to our next point. But before that, let's imagine how many seconds you got? 5 to 10, right? So guys, hook lines are best for confident start. On the other hand, these bridging phrases are used for confident flow. Together, these two can really become powerful tools to overcome the situation of getting stuck or that fear while speaking. Why? Because it will allow you to buy that time, slow you down, calm down your nerves and whatnot. It is definitely going to help you with that time slot to think and prepare in between. So it's really important to practice them regularly so that whenever the situation arrives, you are able to use them. And here we jump to our fourth point. Here comes the next one. But before that, tell me guys, do you know why your voice trembles or there is this quivering sound in your voice? Is it your English? Yeah, it is. It can be. But most importantly, it is your breathing. And here comes the next point, that is control your breathing. One of the most significant yet ignored practices. Whenever we are nervous, guys, what happens is our breathing becomes shallow and it rises like anything. And that is the moment you break your sentences, your mind goes blank, right? That is where the problem begins. But the practice is really simple. All you need to do is you just have to follow few breathing practices, few breathing techniques, and you are good to go. And you have to follow it in 3 phases. That means before you speak, while speaking, and maybe if your mind goes blank in between. So before you speak, just calm down your body. That is what I do every single time. Just practice. Take few deep breaths, right? Inhale, hold it for 2 to 3 seconds and then exhale gently, at least for 6 to 7 times, and see the change, the calm in your body. Next comes, suppose if you are speaking and there is some kind of anxiety while speaking, or if your mind goes blank, at that time, what happens? We start fumbling, right? Our throat chokes, it dries up. So while speaking, it is so natural, sometimes out of nervousness, that we just keep rushing. Our throat chokes, or sometimes it dries up and we become out of words, and then we rush. For example, good morning, I am here to tell you, good morning, I'm going to tell you about these things and it is going to be very, very helpful. No, just take those natural pauses, and through those natural pauses, it will give you time to breathe gently. Good morning, my name is Dia and I am here to help you in this. Last but not the least is reset while you go blank. For example, suppose if you are going blank, right? There is no harm in taking that pause and just reviving yourself, rejuvenating yourself with few breaths and starting all over again. For example, say it in a very calm and confident manner. Let me just take a moment. In those few seconds, you will get time to think. You just breathe and it will help you recognize your thoughts. Guys, I'm really telling you, it is highly helpful. You should remember, breathing is your hidden superpower. It can really help you sound clear, confident, and comfortable, right? Also, there's a saying, if you really want to master your speech, you first master your breathing, right? And I'm sure you are going to do it. At least I do it. And I'm sure most of you might be doing it. So this is one thing that you shouldn't ignore hereafter. And now it's time to move towards our final point. And of course, the important point, that is... So guys, before we start with the 5th point, I would like to ask, did you know, before you start speaking, your body has already spoken? That means your hand gestures, your eye contact, your facial expressions, they tell a story, right? As they say, guys, as it is said, it is not important how you speak. It is important how you carry yourself. And in order to carry yourself gracefully, you should have that strong body language. And you should anchor your body language time to time. Let's say if you are having an interview to attend, and there's a common situation of shaky feet or hands, or maybe your voice getting trembled. Your body is like an anchor. Your body language is like an anchor. If it is strong, you feel grounded and confident. And if it is shaky, your nervousness starts growing. You might have noticed the situation when people slouch, bend down, look down, or shake their hands. Right? It shows a clear sign of nervousness. On the other hand, you'll find people having straightened back, smile on their face, a good confident hand gestures. What it does, it clearly rises up your confidence. And you know what? There's a good news. Your body language often tricks your mind. That means once your body language is confident, your mind gets tricked. and it will start making your speech more confident, and that is how it is reflected in your speech. As I mentioned, your body language tricks your mind. When you are confident, when your body language is confident, it helps your mind to believe that you are a confident person, and eventually your speech becomes confident. So guys, all you need to do is anchor your body language. That means just practice to have a relaxed and confident posture with good hand gestures, good smile on your face, and that can really help. And with these, we complete 5 important tips to overcome the fear while speaking, while presenting, or while attending an interview. And if you have watched this video, please try to follow at least one tip, and I'm sure it is going to be a valuable part of your speaking journey. So guys, remember, confidence isn't developed overnight. It takes time, it takes gradual baby steps, and these what I shared today are baby steps to overcome that fear and become one confident speaker. So if you like this video, please do not simply watch it. Try to execute at least one tip from today. And I promise to come up with more such videos. And if you like this video, please like, comment, how was it helpful or not? And if you have something else to add, please do the needful in the comment section. And I think I should come up with some more videos like this if I get good response from you guys. Thank you so much for watching it, and I'm sure it is going to be one valuable part of your speaking journey.